free tower kill. It gives 100 gold to the team, 100 experience to the team, I believe, as well. And it's just so useful. And if you're getting that before level 6 and you have 2 solo laners, they're probably going to hit level 6. The mid will hit level 6 before their opponent, and that's going to give them another huge advantage. I mean, it's just very, very crucial, like you said, to get Dragon. You need to get Dragon if you're jungling.
Yeah, there's characters like Fiddlesticks who can get Dragon at level 2. It's ridiculous.
How does he do it at level 2? Drain?
Yeah, he gets Drain, and then he has the blue elixir.
Oh, okay.
And he already has blue buff done, because that gives cooldown reduction, but it doesn't quite level you enough if you just kill the big golem.
I see. Okay, Quill, you got anything?
Sorry, I actually had to step out for a while, but I just came back. I don't know what... you guys have been talking this whole time? That's excellent.
This guy, he's just going AFK every 3 minutes. He's like, oh, I got diarrhea.
Well, it's raining super, super, super hard at home, and I got to check to make sure that I'm not getting any water coming in. I'm doing some construction. It's being an issue.
This guy, handyman around the house. Ladies, keep an eye on Quill, all right? He'll fix up your leaky faucet. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I try to suggest to my wife all the time, but she says no.
Oh. So we've went over heroes and what order, which we've decided was what order to kill the camps in. I didn't really understand that at first.
Yes.
Then we talked about the importance of ganking, and now we're on countering. So we can let Quill get some talking on this subject.
Right. Well, I think the biggest thing that happens to these jungle champions, when they're on the enemy team, they become a problem if you don't do anything about them. If you just let them do their own thing, they can dictate the flow of the game, because they can pop out and tank whenever they want. Are we talking about the importance of ganking?
Yes. We're talking about countering.
Countering, okay, yeah. So that when they can come out of the bushes and gank whenever they want, and they control all the buffs and the dragon, and that is just horrible. You can't let them do that. So when you join a game and you see one of these champions that can jungle, and or you see someone with smite. Usually you'll see one of these champions with smite, but every now and again you might see them without, but they may still jungle anyway. You should discuss with your team and organize a gank, because they are usually going to start, well, at the blue buff, sometimes the red buff. It depends on what you're seeing, and go and kill them. The neutral minions gain health and damage as the game goes on. If you can prevent the jungler from killing some minion camps right at level 1 instantly as they spawn, you will completely screw up their jungling, because it's possible that they will come back and then they will be unable to kill the minion spawn on their own, and you'll get the message that someone has been killed by neutral minions, which is always really, really funny.
Yeah.
And the other way to counter them is lots and lots of vision wards. Just pepper the woods with them. Put some wards down where the buffs are. Put some wards by the side lanes so that you can see if he's coming to gank. And then if you put them by the buff and you see he's coming and trying to pick up one of the buffs, go over there, kill him if you can, but you don't even have to kill him. You just have to delay him. If you scare him away from the buff, you have screwed up his jungling. And you just keep messing with him like that, and every time he goes for one of those things, you scare him off, and just generally make it impossible for him to jungle. And at some point, you guys are going to be like level 6, and he's going to be level 2, and he's going to just join in the lane because he can't jungle at all. And then you've completely destroyed their game. They can't do anything.
Yeah, for like rank matches, I haven't played too many of them, but also whenever you see that Warwick's free for a week, just start with Clairvoyance, and then, I think that's what it's called, and just pop it next to the blue camp in the bushes, and if they're not there, then you know they're starting at either double golem or they're starting at wolf, and go kill them at level 1. That way they're at a huge disadvantage off the get-go, and you guys got first blood.
Yeah, absolutely. Clairvoyance is really powerful in general, actually. I take it whenever I play a support character, but yeah.
I think it's criminally underused. It's a good spell.
Every team should have one.
Yeah, not every team will. Actually, most teams won't, but I think it's pretty crucial when you see that Clairvoyance. Even as, like, when your opponent uses it and you can see it, it still just plays that mental game on you. You're like, okay, well, I can't be in the brush because they're going to see me. Mm-hmm. You know, are they coming to gank me? This, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's on such a short cooldown. If you go utility mastery, you can pick up the mastery that reduces the cooldown further, and you get the 21-point talent that gives you, 15% reduction in summoner spells. And you can spam that thing so often, you know everything. You know everything.
It gets less than a minute. I'm pretty sure it turns out to be less than 1 minute to use it. I think it's like 55 seconds.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to wait. You don't even have to use it in the jungle. You could use it on their fountain to see what they're building, to see how to counter them. I mean, I have never seen people do that before, but that just popped in my head a few minutes ago thinking, wait, I can pop it anywhere. Why not see what they're building, get a heads up on them?
Yeah,
I've seen that. I've seen that done a lot, actually, but it's still a good idea.
In the late game, when it becomes about these 5-on-5 fights, and it's about setting up these ambushes and being able to initiate, right? Well, when you can check just the other side of the wall to see if they've teamed up there. If you see one guy alone and you think it might be bait, and you drop down your clairvoyance in the bush to check, it gives you so much power.
Uh-huh.
Or whenever
Knowledge
Fiddlesticks
is
is missing.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like you said, even something as small as checking the brush without sticking your ass in there is just so crucial. And one thing I want to note is that if you use clairvoyance right when the game starts to check their fountain to see what they're buying, or 5 or 10 seconds in, it will still be up to check the fucking buff for Warwick. Because it's only on a 55-second cooldown, and you can check the brush afterwards. Like, less than a minute into the game, you can still check to see if Warwick's around.
Yeah, because minions don't spawn till like the 10 seconds after the regular minions spawn, right? Something like that.
Yep. Yeah, so you should have plenty of time to, clairvoyance their base, see what they're buying, see where they're going, and then clairvoyance their jungler and give him something he doesn't want. So counter, is that basically how to counter people who are trying to counter your jungling?
Yeah, exactly. Especially that level 1 gank. The idea being, once you get to high level, and you've got a Warwick the Smite on your team, you have to assume that the other team is going to consider ganking your Warwick. So then you might go and help support Warwick for that initial buff and kill the other team, and just, rather than being about getting that first minion camp, turn it into a 5v5 team fight at level 1.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that taking place. Like, not a lot, but I've seen it a few times where a Warwick on my team during ranked games specifically, a Warwick will be like, "Yo, guys, come over here." He'll ping the blue buff, or not a Warwick, but whoever. He'll ping the blue buff and be like, "I need to get this, but you guys need to cover me." And then you'll see, 1 or 2 of the enemy champions come over there, and it's like, "Oh, 5v2, get raped." And then it's like, the game is just already in your favor. Warwick gets to do his jungling for free. You guys are like half a level ahead of everyone.
I like team jungling. Now, I don't see that too much, but like when your whole team's level 1 and you go do blue buff, and then if you have someone with like Alistar on your team and you go do dragon and he just keeps using the heal and taking the damage, you can go back to your lane at level 2 while they're still level 1 because they cannot kill the minions fast enough.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now, you don't want to use that, I think, when you've got an actual jungler on your team, because that will just...
Yeah, and that point,
but if you don't have a jungler, then go kill some neutral mobs.
Yes, I agree. Okay, anyone got anything else to add? I think we've relatively exhausted this topic. Bill, you got anything to add?
No, I think that pretty much just covers it.
Okay, I don't think there's anything else I have to add in here. As far as I know, I got nothing.
Got nothing either. I just followed the script.
Bill, you got any last words?
No, I'm feeling good. I think we've dealt with a lot in this good duration podcast. And as always, guys, if you have questions or comments, please leave them in the comments. If we use your questions, we'll definitely mention your name, and we really would appreciate any feedback you guys have.
Yeah, questions especially. Items that you want us to talk about, champions you want us to cover, topics you want us to cover, like positioning. I still think we can get a good forever on positioning. We can talk about positioning for a long time, I think, but stuff like that, just like not even necessarily champions or anything like that. Like the new map. Have you guys heard about the new map?
Yeah, the magma chambers.
Yeah.
No,
it's going to be interesting.
I'll link it to you later, Quill. But
should talk about that next week.
Yeah, we could talk about that next week. But we should end this podcast now because it's already getting pretty long. So hopefully everyone enjoyed this, and we will see you guys next week.
Yeah, see you, folks.
See ya.